Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It is June 17th.
Yeah.
Lisa, Dylan, Scott here with you on this Monday morning. Of course, we're live every weekday morning right around this time, but it stays on your feed throughout the day. So you can watch it anytime that works best for you on Facebook. It's also made into a podcast. If you listen to podcasts, go to inform.com/podcast. Look for the Inform Minute or anywhere you find your podcast.
All right, we hope everyone had a great Father's Day weekend. Today, Dylan, you're kind of tracking a fairly quiet start to our day. Not a bad day on tap, though. Just kind of watching some stuff for tonight.
Yeah, cloudy for much of the day today. Not all too bad. Temperatures upper 60s, low 70s, depending on where you are.
Okay.
A few showers and storms, Lakes Country late this afternoon, but most of us will hold off on those until tonight.
Okay.
Into tomorrow, a few storms could be on the strong to severe side. I'm not thinking it's going to be a super stormy, like severe weather night, but the biggest threat will be heavy rain. There's going to be a lot of thunderstorms and a lot of thunderstorms that don't really move. We have thunderstorms that don't really move. We can have heavy rainfall and flash flooding.
Sure.
An aerial flood watch is in effect for most of northern Minnesota, eastern North Dakota for now until Wednesday morning. But really the primary risk of all this is going to be tonight into tomorrow. So there could be a couple of storms that have some smaller hail and maybe a stray gust up to 60 miles an hour, like any severe thunderstorm. But most of them will just bring a lot of rain, which we don't really need.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cloudy today, storms tonight. They wrap up tomorrow morning, and then cloudy skies again tomorrow. Quiet Wednesday, Thursday, before more active weather late in the week.
Temperature-wise, where are we sitting?
Yeah, we're about average, a little below average today. The big-time heat's in the east right now,
Okay.
and that's part of the reason why we're getting all these storms tonight, and we have storms to our south today. We're kind of in the stormy part of the jet stream, and that's moving to the north, it's going to southwest flow, and we're right on top of us. And because of the heat dome to our east, the jet stream will continue to kind of be right on top of us the next few days and bring us many chances of showers and storms.
Right, back into that wet cycle.
Yeah, we don't really have any big time heat for us here. Nothing like it. Maybe a couple days in the 80s next week, but nothing more than that. So kind of continuing this not cool, but really average. It's a good way to put it. Very average June. That's how it's kind of been. You know, it's been a little bit warmer than average, but we haven't had a lot of super warm days aside from last Wednesday. So
Right. Oh, and it was hot.
it was hot. Yeah, it was warm. Forget warm. Hot.
97? Was it
Yeah.
97, right?
97.
It was hot. It was hot.
So, yeah, now back to 70s.
Yep, 70s, 80s. Yeah, I'm really trying to get a nice, weekend, upper 80s, low 90s. The lakes.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Haven't been anywhere close to that yet, so
Keep working on that.
yeah, might be waiting a while.
All right.
All right, thank you, Dylan.
Thanks, Ben.
Great time to have that weather app, especially since we're in such an active period. His 10-day looked like lots of different chances. So
That's
it's
right.
free, WDAY Storm Tracker weather app. Check it out, and it'll alert you when things do start popping up.
Yep.
To our news headlines now. We have several crashes to tell you about from over the weekend. The first, we're told, involved alcohol, and 2 people were hurt. It happened just after 7:30 Sunday night in northern Minnesota. The Minnesota State Patrol says an SUV was going east on a rural road northwest of Roseau. The driver, 36-year-old Rocky Hashi, lost control, drove off the road. He and his passenger were taken to the hospital in Roseau.
And here in Fargo, a semi-truck went off the road and rolled over. It happened just south of the Main Avenue exit on I-29 around 2 o'clock Sunday morning. North Dakota Highway Patrol says the driver was headed south. He mistook the shoulder of the road for 13th Avenue South's exit, then drove off the road and then had a full load behind him in the trailer, so that caused the semi to tip over. The driver was not hurt, but the passenger inside did have some injuries, but they are non-life-threatening.
And finally, we're working to learn the name of a motorcyclist who was killed in an accident in Ottertail County. It happened around 5:15 Sunday evening, 20 miles south of DL. The motorcyclist was wearing protective gear, including a helmet, jacket, and gloves. Deputies tell us they do not believe alcohol was involved in that crash.
All right, a heads up this morning. A $4 million road construction project is getting underway in Detroit Lakes. Those roads that are being redone are about 40 years old. It's Holmes, Frazee, Front, and Lake Avenue, all going to be replaced along the west corridor in the city there. The project is going to be blocking off some traffic, of course, to the downtown area, so you're going to have to kind of just navigate around that for the time being. Construction is actually going to continue into next spring, so get used to taking some different routes in the downtown area there.
That's a big project. We're also tracking breaking news this morning from Israel. The Prime Minister has disbanded the country's war cabinet. The cabinet was formed 5 days after the beginning of the war between Israel and Hamas on October 7th. The members also included Israel's opposition leader, the defense minister. The opposition leader announced he was leaving the war cabinet last week over the prime minister's failure to come up with a strategy for the war in Gaza and the future of the Strip. He's also urging the prime minister to call for an election in the coming months.
All right, today on Hot Mic, just hours away from Game 5 of the NBA Finals. We'll preview the game, plus tell you kind of what the Mavericks might need to do to stay alive and what Boston needs to do to take home their 18th championship trophy. You can watch Hot Mic from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra. Also, the game tonight is on WDAY at 7:30.
Remember, now is a great time to get your Inform.com all-access pass. All of these news, weather, sports headlines, 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. It's a great deal. Just go to Inform.com/subscribe to check it out.
And then make sure to join us the rest of the day for our newscast so you can stay up to date on your headlines and weather that might be happening this evening, 11, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And we'll be back with First News tomorrow morning from 5 to 7.
Have a great day, everyone.